Hi, everybody. I'm Dana Haley. Welcome to Rich People's Business Podcast with my favorite cousin.
Reginald Ballard.
Hi, today we are going to talk about discipline, self discipline, because there is a difference. This is something that is a struggle of mine, but it is near and dear to my heart because I think we need to constantly evolve and get better. So,
I don't think you have a problem with self-discipline. I think you're pretty
oh,
disciplined. It just maybe, getting ready and being on time can be a little. I think your only setback when it comes to discipline. That's it.
I love how you look. I love how you look at me. You make me feel better about my weaknesses. But I think that's one thing I think that I love about this podcast is that things that we really want to learn about and we want to know about too, and we want to improve on, we can bring that
Yes.
and put it in front of a discussion forum and have fun discussing it, but also learning. I think the biggest part of the why for this podcast too is we want to bring topics that some of us may struggle with. Definitely, I struggle with a number of things, and I'm always wanting to evolve and get better. And self discipline is one that is up and down for me.
Yeah.
It plays a part in our lives in many ways,
Yeah.
but we have to keep evolving and getting better.
Yeah, because I think discipline comes in. It's real tough for people because when you know what you have to do, different types of discipline. When you know what you have to do, and you do it, but then you have that type when you know what you're supposed to do, but you say, "Well, I do it tomorrow," and next thing you know, 365 days and passed, and you still
Yes.
trying to do what you were supposed to do a year ago.
A year ago. You know what? It is so true. My mom has this saying, and I love it. She said, "If you're not learning and you're not evolving, you might as well be dead."
Yes.
Because until you die, you have to have a purpose. And life is about being disciplined. It's about getting up and having a purpose every day, and but having a plan for that.
Yes.
For that day, having a plan for that year. Maybe some of us are not driven to have a plan for a year, but just kind of an outline. What am I trying to accomplish within this year? It really does help to have those intentions so that we have a plan to implement.
Yes, because if you don't have a plan, when you wake up first thing in the morning, you should make up your bed because that's the first chore or the first order of business that you should do. Because when you go to bed and you wake up, that's your first plan. Okay, look, I gotta get up, make up my bed, wash, take care of myself, and then go and do what you're supposed to do. That's the first step of discipline. Like I said, journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and that's that single step to start your day.
I like that.
And
I like that a lot. And I think they say your home is your sanctuary.
Yes.
So you have to keep that foundation strong. And I think that's what you mean when you say make your bed, because that's something I learned a long time ago that I have to practice on a daily basis.
Yes. Yes.
Because I think it sets the stage for the intention for the rest of the day.
Right. And
Right?
I think the best people that practice self-discipline that you can actually see the results are people that are in sports. Because because you look at a Muhammad Ali or Allison Felix, those, it's like discipline of getting up early in the morning, going work out, not going to the clubs, not partying, not eating junk food. That's self-discipline right there. Just those little things. It's just imagine you say, I want to lose weight. All you have to do is stop eating the wrong thing. It's not like you got to go outside and dig ditches and be in the sun. It's like, just stop doing this.
And then and then you'll meet your goal.
Yes.
But I think there's a sensation. I read somewhere recently where it said there's a sensation. Sometimes people, it's the cue. They see it, like, okay, the donut. They already have the sensation in their mind,
right.
and so they want to fulfill the sensation.
Right.
And so that's where a lot of people fall off of the wagon, so to speak,
Yes.
and don't really fulfill the goal.
Yes.
So I think removing things like I only drink water. If you come to my house right now, people get mad because I already know me. If it's in my house, I'm going to partake.
You're gonna partake in it. That's right.
So the water is a staple in my house. No sugary drinks, no complex carbs, just because I want to be healthy. I want to age gracefully. I want to age strong. I want my mind to be strong, and so I work to remove those things. Do I fall off the wagon? Yes, I do. You walk into my house is because they say that having that willpower only lasts for so long.
Mm-hmm.
You got to make sure that you take things that are in your space that will cause you to fall. You got to make sure it's removed from you. It's removed from your life as much as possible.
Yeah, because one thing you can't do, you can't lie to yourself. I mean, whatever you put yourself through, it's no cheating. Yourself. If you know you need to do something, and if you take a shortcut and you don't, accomplish your goals, you can't lie to yourself and say, "Well, I did everything I was supposed to do," because yourself will tell you, "No, you didn't."
But you know what they say? It's harder for people to put the mirror up and to really see what the truth is about themselves, to understand how they come off to other people, because discipline is the mouth too. It's how you react to others. It's it's many different things, and so that discipline in your life, but it starts with that honesty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's hard. It's hard for a lot of people.
Yes, sometimes I know when I have auditions, sometimes it's a big, maybe 4 or 5 pages that I have to learn. I lay down in the bed. I go to sleep, I get tired after I done did it. And then I think about something else. I should do this, I should do this. Instead of me saying I do it in the morning, I know my audition is sometimes next day. So what I would do, I would get up and go over that again and make sure I have it down, because, that's the kind of self-discipline I have, doing something that I love to do. Sometimes you have self-discipline, doing what you love to do. Your self-discipline become, I think, that much more stronger than self-discipline doing something somebody else wants you to do. Somebody going to somebody else's job, going to somebody else, you know what I mean?
I think that is key. It is really understanding and doing what makes you happy, because you're going to do it with a different pep in your step. There's three types of discipline. There's active discipline, reactive discipline, and then there's proactive. That active discipline is doing what you you got to do in the moment.
Now,
eating properly. That reactive discipline is you get a flat tire or something happen. It's controlling those emotions in that moment. Somebody come up to you, they wilding out. You got to control yourself, and then
I'm that third one, that proactive.
Man, that proactive is hardcore, because that's that holding that mirror up and knowing these are the things that I have to do to be successful.
Yes.
Or to be the person that I want to be, to give to the world the way that I want to give myself to the world. That is the harder part, and that's where you're putting those cues. Like, you want to go to the gym. Putting those shoes in the car where you can see them.
Yes.
You know that you want to eat well. Okay, putting that bowl of fruit in your view before I leave, because I have ADD. I have really learned to discipline myself. I have notes on the door: cut the AC off, cut the lights off. I know me. And so whatever it takes to get you to doing the things that you need to do, you have to do that. I'm a visual person. Yeah. So visibly I have to see it.
See, that's I have notes too, but that's because I forget things.
That's me too.
I ain't because of no discipline for me. I be like, man, I forgot to do this, man. I gotta take the trash out the bar. This trash day.
That's my life too. And I run my life, as a single person, so it's even harder. I have more responsibilities, and so I have to find ways to run my life as orderly as possible and have those cues on point. I think in the morning, you get up, you meditate. I read a long time ago that Steve Jobs and a lot of really successful leaders, they can self-assess and self-correct. Everybody can't do it. Because people, I'm fabulous, I'm this, I'm that, and I'm good, or they just move through life and with no set plan. It's every day, it's whatever happens.
Right. Yeah.
But you look at those people and that's not always it doesn't always bear fruit of success.
But tell me, I'm asking this question. You know, the three types of discipline.
Proactive.
All three could be helpful though. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? All three.
in
You
certain
know,
situations,
in
yeah.
certain situations. I mean, you know, sometimes you do have to do something right at the moment. You know what I mean? And sometimes you have to do be proactive. Sometimes you have to do the other. It's, you know, long as you have some kind of discipline and not chaos in your life. When you have chaos, you just all over the
Mm-hmm.
place. I mean, you won't be successful in anything,
No.
business, athletics, whatever it may be. You know, because if you chaotic and your life just going, you know, I take care of tomorrow. You know, I don't worry about what's the day I do. I take care of tomorrow. You know, but you know, tomorrow, like Apollo Creed said, there is no tomorrow.
That's very, very true. But I think we have to be very, very like clear on what a positive cue is, and then what I feel like, positive cue, indirect cue.
Mm-hmm.
That positive cue is that cue where you say definitively, I'm going to go work out Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 5 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Or that indirect cue, which I think is that silent killer. I'm gonna get groceries this week, or I'm gonna work out this week, but you don't set the time
Right.
and then definitively stick with that time.
Mm-hmm.
It just, there's so many, your friend calls you on the phone. There's so many different ways where
Distractions,
with
yes.
that indirect cue where you can talk yourself out of doing what
Yes.
you know that you need to do.
Yes.
So I think, to what you were saying about the proactive, reactive, those three, the three, the active cue, if you use any of them, you can use all of them in the wrong way.
Yes. You can.
That reactive, that's that, you something happens, your hot temper, uses comes a spark. There's just ways that you can then teach yourself to calm down, but that's that meditation.
Yes.
That's, Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, them waking up and really spending that time to zen out, even if it's 10 minutes. Not looking at your phone, not looking at what you have to do, but just spending that time with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Then once you get yourself settled, you have your time where you are, in the moment in the morning where you're spending time with yourself. Then you sit there and you really, really, really pay attention to what your day is going to be like. You read
Right.
your emails, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's really important.
Yes, yes. And because that first step is the most important thing that you could do. It's just like going to the gym. When you step outside your house and you step inside the gym, once you close that door, you're going to do what you're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
But that first step is getting out. And that's where the discipline comes in. It's like, hey, man, I got to get up and go get it.
Yeah.
And I used to be the most disciplined person, I think, on the planet when I was in high school playing football, college. Then, I got to a place where I wanted to be, and I got complacent.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not like you're trying to go further. It's like, okay, I'm where I want to be. I'm comfortable. I'm doing what I love to do. But there's a lot more that I want to do. Now I have to redo that discipline all over again. And it seems like the more you let it go, the harder it is to get back.
To get it back. I'm so glad that you said that, because I think for me right now, that's what I struggle with. The burnout.
Yes.
Sometimes, because it is complacency sometimes where you're like, okay, I'm comfortable. But then there are those times where I've gone so hard for so long
Yes.
that
yes.
now I just want to woosah. But here's the thing that I think happens too, and people don't really realize it, is even that becomes part of our norm, and we don't realize we're doing it. And then we are sitting there and time has passed and we have not rejuvenated and reset
Yeah.
and gotten, that those juices flowing to restart to be great again.
Yes. Yes.
I think we all fall. That it's
Yeah.
just ebb and flow. It's just how it goes. But knowing it, I think that's that mirror and that being honest.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about a friend and myself were talking about that today, about how she asked herself, "Hey, how do I know when I'm falling short? What is that thing inside of me? How do I feel? What's going on around me? Who are the people around me? are they setting me up to have, positive intentions in my life?
Right.
That's also very important, who we surround ourselves with, and just everything in our life, that intention for everything we touch, everything that comes out of our mouths. I was saying today, I woke up and I gravitated towards something very spiritual, because I've been asking myself, hey, am I in the Word or am I in the world? For me, I'm more peaceful when I'm in the Word. And so I had to ask myself that this morning and do a few things to help me be a little bit more grounded today. But I think you have to know when you feel it. You have to know what you feel like when you're not doing what you need to do.
That's right. And the most important thing you said out of all that was complacency. I know my son, he's a Marine. He said they taught the Marines that complacency kills. If you complacent, become stagnant, don't practice discipline. Next thing you know, one thing for sure, what you want to accomplish will never happen.
And that's what I'm always afraid of, because I've always been the person who won't outwork me. But there are times where when you take on so much, that's the other thing you have to be careful of. But when you take on so much, just really getting beat down, because you got to take care of yourself. And I think that's where, if you're going to pull whatever you pull out, you buy something new, you should take something out of the closet. Whatever and this is just my own thing. If I eat something that I know I really don't really want to eat, because I'm trying to eat healthy, I'll make sure whatever I'm taking out of my body, I put back in, I replenish. So, if I eat that croissant, I'm going to be eating that apple later.
I don't know about the closet thing, because I'm a pack rat. If I bring something new, I'm just going to scoot the old over.
See, and that's a problem, because this is the thing. It could be a problem in different instances.
I know.
Just because you want to clear, you want to keep your, you want to keep the clutter clear. But I'm with you. I'm with you. Sometimes, but that might not be the thing that you want to work on. But whatever that thing is, where you want to purge, you don't want to be too complacent. You don't want, because it's so crazy. I see sometimes my house, there'll be things stacked in the corner, and the thing that's stacked in the corner, I've been wanting to get rid of it 2 months. Time goes by. I don't even see it anymore. Do you know what I mean? Because it has
faded out.
Because it has become a part of the room. But I think that is, if I can make the parallel, I think it has to do with so many other things in our lives.
It does. It's like bad people. You're around them so long, you don't even know that they're bad people anymore. They're the one dragging you down. You know what I'm saying?
100%. And I think that's where the problem comes in. So we got to continue to hold that mirror up and ask ourselves these really important questions on a regular. How do we keep discipline, that self-discipline, at the cornerstone of our lives? Because it's so important. If you had, a specific time that you could think of where maybe, it could have cost you everything, or it could have cost you something big, where you weren't as intentional or as self-disciplined, is there any one thing or one time that you could think of
that caused me not to get what I
or could have caused it, but you caught yourself? Or
yes. I probably wouldn't be sitting here talking to you right now if it wasn't for my first audition in college. When I had to audition for this play called A Soldier's Play, and I was scared to death, and I was walking, and it was like my body was moving in the direction of the audition, but my mind was somewhere else, and my whole body just felt like all the energy and the lactic acid was building up, that every move that I took, I wanted to turn around. And if I'd have turned around and not go to the audition, I probably wouldn't be here right now.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? This is what I want to do. And I said I was going to do it. And right after football practice, I just started walking toward that audition, toward the theater, because I was a theater major. So I was walking toward the theater company. And I was like, man, this is crazy. Then when I went in, but if I didn't,
it changed everything.
Changed my whole life. Yes, changed my whole life.
Yeah. I have a similar situation. When I first, imposter syndrome is a real thing. When I first decided to start my business, there's this trade show where all these manufacturers or corporates, as they call them, Honda, Boeing, they in one place they have tables set up, and you go and you pitch your business. And so I had, the opportunity to go and pitch my business, and I walked through the room and I thought, they're gonna know I don't belong here. I had one suit, the only suit I had, and I walked in and I was, I pitched the business, and the first 8 months, I made $100,000.
Wow.
But it was hard walking up to that table asking somebody to see me.
Right.
I am introvert, extrovert. So, it is a little bit harder sometimes. I love people, so I love to talk to people and share. But when it comes to asking somebody to validate, see me, especially back then when I was much younger, it was rough. So you have to do things afraid, but that is also a level of discipline and staying with that too. When you are growing a business,
Right.
you have to be disciplined. Practice in the mirror. You have to do things. Discipline, self-discipline comes in so many different ways.
Yes.
It's not winging it. It's knowing that you belong, and then being able to articulate how you belong. But I think that goes from being centered, just really knowing who you are.
But if you didn't do that, just think you wouldn't be sitting in one of your 3 houses right now.
That is very,
So there
very.
you go.
That
there
is
you
very
go.
true.
You did what you had to do.
You do it.
Gotta
You
be
do
like
it scared.
Water, like Bruce Lee said. Water, be water, my friend. You put water in the cup, it becomes a cup. You put it in a teapot, it becomes a teapot.
Yeah.
Water can flow and it could crash. Be water, my friend.
I love that. I'm very fluid.
Adapt to any situation that you have to adapt to. Be disciplined enough to
Yeah.
adapt to any situation. So
Yeah, and I couldn't have said it better.
that's it.
I mean, that changes are necessary. Things are going to come. I think I read somewhere seven habits of highly effective people. I believe it said somewhere where if people would really understand that life happens,
Yes.
there's going to be so many things that come at you quickly, and you have to discipline yourself to react a certain way, but to understand that life is a bunch of challenges.
That's right.
If you looked at it in that way, where it's just the day-to-day life, then it wouldn't upset you as much. It wouldn't jar you as much. You would be able to, okay, I got this, and blow it out. How am I going to assess? And then how am I going to move forward to fix this issue?
Yep. That's why you say you put it in the cup, it becomes the cup. Put it in whatever you put water in, it's going to become that. So
Yeah.
it's like whatever way life comes at you, you have to adapt to it. You can't just sit back and just let it, because I'm going to tell you that storm's going to come.
All the time.
But when it comes, you look that storm right in the eyes and you say, do your worst, for I'm prepared to do mine.
Yes.
And you take that 7 breaths and you push through to the other side.
Yes. Because how many times I always hate when people say, oh, I'm just waiting for the shoe to drop.
Nah.
Everything is so good. Everything's so good. It's just enjoy when you have those moments where it's just peaceful and calm. But know that when that storm comes, because then sometimes people go, I knew it was too good to be true.
Yeah, nah,
But no, it's just life happening.
We make what happens to us, we make that happen.
Yeah.
It just don't come out of the blue. This happened because, no, you made it happen, man.
But but sometimes there are things, sometimes there are those things where, life happens, parents get sick, or, there are some things.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
if
that's true.
if we say, hey, this is a part of life, it's not that it's happening to just us.
Yes.
It's happening in different ways to other people.
But you still have to deal with it. Whatever it throws at you, you're going to have to deal with it eventually.
Peacefully.
I mean, yeah, you're going to have to deal with it. However you deal with it, you're going to have to deal with it. I mean, if you choose a positive, step, then that's positive for everybody. But if you go the negative route and just curl up in a shell and just say, I don't want to deal with anything no more, then that's just going to make it worse.
Yes, because that victim syndrome where and there are a lot of people that live in it because they've been punched so much and they're not as willing or as able or they don't feel like they can get up and fight.
Yes.
but you find your place, you find your peace,
Yeah.
and you live in that peace. And I think it's self-discipline for sure.
Have to be.
Self-discipline. Yes.
Self-discipline. Yeah, I think yeah, you have to have. If you don't have self-discipline, you have anything. Because if you just walking around life thinking that
It's just gonna happen.
everything, oh yeah, things gonna happen, opportunities gonna fall out the sky, like Robin Harris saying, opportunity gonna knock bye on your door. Who is it? Job.
Definitely does not have like that. Money, cars, peace.
Yeah, no.
It doesn't happen like that. You make it happen. But it's also energy. I believe in energy, right? It's
I
that
believe in energy.
you whatever you
positive
put out,
energy. Yes.
yes, whatever you put out. But if you put out negative,
Yeah,
you
it's gonna come back. Yeah.
So yes, thank you so much for joining us. Find us Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube.
All that tick-tack.
And Rich People's Biz podcast.
Yeah, that's right, with Dana and Reggie.
TikTok is Rich People's Business. BIZ at the end.